You already know what it is, man. You be the underboss, the apex. My partner Hurricane Joe-EZ back in the building with Fuego Talk and a very, very, very special invited guest, a purveyor of the arts, Allison of the Museum of Graffiti. I can't even say anything else about it. She's just that dope, man.
I am so honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. It's really our pleasure and an honor to have you here because
yes,
I've had the distinct honor of performing at the Museum of Graffiti when you guys did a couple years ago something about the Cuban, when the Cuban thing was going on.
Oh, that was an amazing event.
Yeah, with my brother Ross Andino, my brother Serum, DJ Heron, we did a performance out there. And
we had a big mural unveiling.
Yes, exactly.
It was amazing, and an art auction.
Shouts to my brother Metaphor was out there as well. He's one of the artists. Yeah,
for sure.
You know, a lot of the guys, a lot of the graffiti artists, the legendary graffiti artists, are my homies. Like, we all grew up together, you know. They're like my counterparts. We all grew up, like, you know, Miami when we were kids in the 80s and stuff.
In the small Miami.
So, yeah. So, I loved it when I was there, and I was, like, fascinated by the place. And I was like, wow. And then I saw you were the person behind it, and I was like, wow. So, my partner tells me, we're having Allison. He goes, yeah, from the Museum of Graffiti. I was like, wow. I was blown away. I was like, oh, that's so dope. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Miami's a small world.
Yes.
And, you know, actually, since you were at that location, we moved from the original location that was 3,000 square feet to a 5,000 square foot spot right next to the Wynwood Wall, so kind of in the epicenter of everything, just to,
nice.
You know, it actually shows how much the people loved it and how much more they wanted to see, and that the demand was there, because we were really the first people in the world to ever kind of set out to do this.
Right, that's what I was going to say, because this is like the only spot that's like this.
Yeah.
In the whole world, right?
Yeah, and it's right here in everybody's backyard in Miami.
It's beautiful. I didn't even know you guys had moved, though. I got to go check out the new location.
Oh my God, it's awesome. And we also have an art gallery that's across the street, and that location that you visited us at, you know, a couple years ago, that will become the Art of Hip Hop in December. So that will be exclusively dedicated to hip hop.
Wow.
So we'll have the one location on graffiti, the other about the visual creators behind the genre. So we're looking at the photographers, the album cover artists, the logo designers. Obviously, the graffiti writers are in there too.
Right.
I really want to highlight some of the fashion designers. We'll see if we can get that done. It's a bit ambitious to get it all up and running by December. But
that's beautiful though. Like involving all of those elements as well. That's very dope.
Yeah, that's what really, like, the angle that we're taking in celebrating Hip Hop 50 is really checking out the visual side of things, because I think that those people a lot of times get, like, forgotten, and if they're not, their name is, like, super tiny on the bottom of an album cover.
The fine print,
the fine print on the inside of the three flaps, and nobody sees that, and so it's our time to give them their flowers, and we're really excited about that, and so a lot to see over there on this little block takeover. We're growing, and
so
only thanks to the community, man. Like, it's only made possible by, you know, folks like you and the artist community that supported us through this.
Well, likewise, it goes hand in hand. Thank you.
How long? I've heard. See, with me, I'm a busy person, so I haven't walked through the doors. But like I said, our brothers are associated. Obviously, what was taking place on your behalf. How long have you guys been up and running? What, past 10, 15 years already?
Oh, my God, no. So we opened our doors to the public for the first time December 2019.
Oh, so just the other day.
Yeah, this year we'll be celebrating 4 years. Obviously, everybody knows what happened a couple months after December 2019, but we were open at the end of that year.
That's what I'm saying. This is like to say the Museum of Graffiti for me.
It's a temple.
It's like something big. It's like, you know, because in our lifetime it was like, remember, like when we were kids, this was like illegal. This was like vandalism, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they would, you know, you could go to jail. Like, you know what I mean? L.A., New York, like these places, they would take you to jail. Even here, like, you know, my boys Crook and Chrome, those guys, you know, did jail time behind graffiti. You know what I mean?
This museum is long overdue.
Absolutely.
You know, my partner, Alan Kett, has been in the game for 40 years, you know, doing this, documenting this, writing about it, recording people talking about it, photographing this since he was 12.
A journey, yes.
Shout out Kett. He's in the house tonight.
Shouts to Kett, man. What up, brother?
Okay. So...
yes. Salute.
Special guest.
Special guest. And
he likes to play the behind the scenes.
Well, you know, this is really special. This is a podcast about female empowerment, and, you know, so many people come and chat with Ket. And so, you know, it was very cool of him to ride with me over here, you know, because I do, you know, a lot of times watch him do his book signings and stuff like that. And so, you know, when you guys called me and, you know, to talk to me about my story, I was like, you sure you don't want me and Ket? So no, you're like, no, this is about females.
He will have his time. No, definitely. We'll give him his light. We will shine the light on him. We don't have a problem right now. We're just bringing a female.
No, he appreciates it. We both appreciate it.
Well, the Fuego Talk is definitely based for the female empowerment, like you said. You know what I'm saying? We've been kind of giving a spotlight to the women, but we also have the Homegrown Connection podcast. It's another platform that we highlight guys like Kat, and you know what I mean? Like all the, you know, all the local entrepreneurs.
The Fuego in the Booth series that we took off in January already. We work with all the local artists, so that's how this started. So this is like the sister platform to the Fuego in the Booth series.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Fuego in the Booth took off on us.
Yeah,
like it just took off. Like it grew legs.
It's big. It's
we were like, well, we everybody was like, well, you guys got to do a podcast to go. So this is kind of like the sister podcast to go with it.
Cool.
And we chose to focus on the women because my partner, he's
I have to give, you know,
he's an ultra feminist.
Remember, no, is that the men get a lot of credit.
Yes.
So I'm saying, okay, let's reverse the roles here. Let's put the women up front.
I think it's incredible, like the fact that it's two male co-hosts talking to women and respecting them and genuinely wanting to hear about their story. It's really unique, and I think you guys have a great niche, and you're gonna crush.
Thank you so much. From your mouth to God's ears. That's awesome. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about like the history of Allison and graffiti and hip hop in general, because you being, you know, like I said, a purveyor of the culture and the arts and stuff like that. How did you get? Are you a hip hop fanatic? Are you?
I am, but my story is a little bit different than everyone else's around me. I am third generation Miami. Okay. So my parents went to Beach High. My grandparents lived here. May they rest in peace. You know, I am through and through Miami beyond anything else. And so I think that when a lot of people in celebrating 50 years of hip hop really focus on, you know, images in their head of rappers wearing Timberlands and jeans on the stoops in New York, and it's cold outside and you're wearing a puffer jacket and a beanie, like, that isn't my hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that I was into hip hop from a very young age, and of course, you know, came up before MP3s and all that stuff, and had a big access to local radio. So I think when I really understood hip hop, like, I was super young, listening to Power 96 and 99 Jams, and didn't have much else to do other than listen to the radio and you know, pop in my cassette tapes and record off the radio. And the natural progression of that was obviously seeing car culture. I'm from Coconut Grove, and so you know, we all know what happened there in the 90s with the car culture. And I got into that. I wanted to trick out my car. My parents were like, what is going on? You know, like
Coconut Grove is the second home, and then first home was South Beach.
Yeah,
you know, for the
people
they can understand.
Yeah, of course. And so I think car culture played a big part in it. And, you know, once you're old enough and you're getting 15, 16 and getting in the cars with other people, you're out and about and seeing the graffiti. And that's probably around that time was the Crook and Chrome era, you know. And so I turned 16, I would say, so I'm trying to do some quick math, in 2001.
Wow.
So that I was born in 85, and so I think I turned 16 in 2001.
Yes,
and so that was like kind of Crook and Chrome had already destroyed the entire city.
Like, that's what I was gonna say.
By that time, like, and so that was completely fascinating to me. You couldn't go anywhere, and you know, that's really sparked my interest. There was a lot of graffiti in the Grove. So in my neighborhood, you know, it's not like I came from like, you know, Weston or Boca Raton or something like that. Like I was in the thick of it.
Right.
You know,
because the Grove was like one of those hoods where it's like, you know,
the
Miami's pretty much like that, but it was like one of those where like literally you could just cross the street and, you know what I mean? Right there is like, you're in the thick of it.
Yeah, I lived downtown Coconut Grove basically my whole life. And so I was, but you know, you know, there's no secret, like I'm a white girl and I was really into hip hop and like how did that go over well with my parents and my community? It was strange, you know. I've always felt like a little bit of an outlier and an oddball. I think the easiest thing for me to become in love with was outsider art and urban art and graffiti, and, you know, kind of just, I had no talent visually or as an artist, so but I just wanted to be around it, you know, like I didn't want to pick up a can. I didn't have that urge or that knack to go tag everything, you know, but you
had the eye, though.
You had that
appreciation.
I had
that appreciation in and of itself is I always say that's the connection that we share with like the people who love what we do. You know what I'm saying?
And so that eye is what translates into my work today.
Right.
In terms of,
I see it.
In terms of putting paintings in certain spaces and choosing what graffiti I want to show and all of that, you know, and really the aesthetics and looking at what fits with what and what story we want to tell and figuring out what's the most interesting story. Ket knows every story, graffiti story under the sun, and you know, so we'll spit back and forth, and I'm like, you know, it's striking a balance also, not only in the visual but kind of what's interesting both to like the graffiti nerd and the family that comes in from South Dakota off the street and like wants to learn graffiti for the first time. And so we're constantly like doing this juggling act. And so I think that my eye on the street and like relying on what I found interesting back then and what I found interesting like over the years as I evolved and matured and got older, like I think helps play a role from an outsider's perspective, because Ket is very much an insider in the game. Absolutely. So I kind of provide that balance.
Ket's like an OG, right?
He's very much an OG. And let me tell you something. It's hard for me to work to maintain my outsider perspective because I do this every single day. Right. I'm with writers all day, every day. I'm talking hip hop all day, every day.
Well, I wouldn't call you an outsider anymore, kid.
Right, right. But you know,
you got the pass now.
But you have to take that vision when you're putting on an exhibition. You have a responsibility to make sure that it's for everybody. It's not just for the insiders, but it's so that people in the community can come and learn and understand and get something really valuable about it.
Yeah, take home something.
That's so dope. That perspective is very dope. Because I remember when we were younger, and you know, maybe it's the maturity. You know what I'm saying? Because when we were younger, we were kind of like snobs about it. Like, yo, we don't want them here. You know what I mean? If they ain't down with us, then you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
they shouldn't be around. And there's no way you're gonna grow like that, buddy.
And you know there's also a lot of purists out there who don't think, you know, nothing with a mural or a character in it is graffiti. If it's not illegal, it's not graffiti. You know, and you know, these are the discussions that needed to be had. These are educational discussions. That's the reason why we have the museum, so we can come and talk about it and like gain more knowledge for everybody.
I love it. I love what you guys are doing.
It's okay. Well, it's funny. It's okay to have an opinion,
right?
But not a disagreement.
Yeah. No. You can even disagree. Like it's as long as you know you're okay.
But disagreement.
We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, of course, and that's really important.
But I love what you guys are doing because I know that you guys are doing like outreach, like with the kids and everything, right?
You know, a subtle plug that every Sunday you can come to the museum free for children, have a graffiti artist teach kids. We have graffiti artists teach kids lettering, shadows, drop shadows, characters, all of that. Like and the graffiti artists take their time. Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at the museum. You can every week. It's like clockwork.
And they can sign up online, right?
Sign up online. Hit the website museumofgraffiti.com.
Bam.
So dope. I love that you guys are doing that for the kids, and I know there's like you guys have other things going on, right? Other programs for the community.
You know, there's a ton of stuff that we really work so hard to do. It's not easy. So over the summer, for the first time, we ran the Modelo Summer Culture Series, and so what we did, we got a little beer sponsor to make it pop.
Nice.
And you could come through the first Friday of the month, the entire summer, when like everybody doesn't want to be outside. Nobody, you're hiding because it's 90 fucking degrees out. Am I allowed to say fuck?
Yeah, it's confusing.
Okay,
the heat is confusing.
Yeah, it'll make you delusional.
No, Miami heat is just something
confused.
else.
Okay, so every day of the summer we gave out cold beers for the first Friday of the month, and every single month we put on a new super fire cultural programming. The first month we opened a new show of African American graffiti only. Wow. So a survey of just African American graffiti artists. We also did
it's beautiful.
We did the next one. We did an event where we brought in tattoo artists from the community who got their start in graffiti.
Wow.
And made that transition and ultimately chose tattooing as their career path.
Wow.
This one you guys are going to love, which is that we brought in DJ Laz to talk about his story.
And DJ Laz, I saw that as well.
We unveiled a huge mural in his honor because, we got to celebrate our own local heroes.
I'm sorry, can I do a pause for Laz? Because we know who
Salute
Laz
to DJ Laz. That's my brother,
we know his work in Miami. So I got here at 17. Let me tell you, Laz was already on the radio station playing for Power 96. You get me? So I definitely got to applaud
Laz was doing
brother.
that since before Allison was born, put it this way. All right? Yeah. That's my brother from another, man. Salute to Laz. He put me on his Category 6 album. Y'all could go and stream that on all digital streaming platforms.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy of the city, I got to say. We love you, Laz.
Just to let you guys know, I met him at back in the day, I was on Lucy Lopez's show in the afternoons, like in college for a very quick stint. I always wanted to cross paths with him, but he was up in the morning and she was in the afternoon. And so I spent so long being like, when am I going to get to meet Laz? Eventually I met him through something or other, and then recently reconnected with him when he was at iHeart for a hot second. And we changed numbers, and literally when I called him, because, we were going to surprise him with this. Yeah. And I was like, this is such a good idea. We have to let him know, pay tribute and get him over here.
Great idea.
He wasn't he was so down to earth, so giving with his time, so kind, so responsible, showed up on time, no drama, no entourage.
Ever
just
the professional
work. He's always been doing that.
Unbelievable. Yes. I was blown away, and he gives so much to the community. And so we as an organization that works as graffiti is one of the elements of hip hop, we have a duty as the neighbor to the other elements to support these people, to show love, and all of that.
Build the bridge. Build the bridge is the most important factor here. The bridge building, that's what makes the relationships.
Right. And so bottom line, we got to do all that dope programming, in much thanks to Modelo and their support. And, people.
Shout out Modelo.
Shout out Modelo. It makes things a lot easier when people have cold beers it makes our programming much more interesting when you have 3 beers.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. That's what I love about what you guys are doing in the community.
You give back a lot to the city.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I hear the name everywhere. That's why, through our friends. So I'm like, we got to build a bridge.
Absolutely killing it. So, where are you guys going with this? I know you said something about the hip hop.
Yeah. So we experimented starting in March. We headed to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
And we opened up a new concept separate from the Museum of Graffiti called the Art of Hip Hop. And the Art of Hip Hop is exactly kind of what I explained earlier tonight, which is taking a look at hip hop from the perspective of the visual creators, those folks who created the album covers and did the photo shoots and were the designers and made the logos. We crushed Austin. It was such a wonderful time. It was just a pop-up though, and we met some really interesting folks from Korea while we were down in Austin, because South by Southwest is this huge festival, tech bros galore, filmmakers galore, a lot of people doing really cool shit are down in Austin.
We're probably going to be out there next year.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Call me. I want to go. Yeah. So we met a group of people from Korea, and they then insisted that we take the pop-up to Seoul. Wow. So Kat and I spent a little bit of our summer in Seoul with the Art of Hip Hop pop-up in Korea.
So
it was wild, and we trust our team to run the Museum of Graffiti. It was open and kicking and rocking the whole time. Our art gallery too. And so, you know, after the success, 50,000 people passed through there. And so after the success in Seoul, we're like, we got to bring it home. You know, Miami deserves this.
Right.
Miami gets to see this. It sucks that like we're located here and that other people are getting to see this, but our true fans and friends and our community hasn't seen this yet. And so we have been working 21 hours a day making this happen in order to open during our Basel.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So we're shooting for our Basel?
We are.
That's awesome.
We are. We'll
because
be there.
the traffic will be bananas.
No, but that's it. That's when you got to do it.
Basel.
Yeah.
We are located in the center of Wynwood. So now combined with the 3 spaces, we'll have a total of 10,000 square feet in downtown Wynwood.
That's major. We got to give it up for the 10,000 square feet. Come on. That's 10,000 square feet of hip hop, y'all. Come on. That's awesome. That's big.
For everybody to understand, remember, this is what I tell everybody. If you do this, it is for us. Absolutely. So don't feel left out. That's
this is for the community.
Exactly. This is for the city of Miami.
Remember
100%.
Yeah, you remember Wynwood before all this, right?
I was going to Wynwood
we were out
when
there,
it didn't exist. I have pictures still when it was just a big car garage, everybody's car garage. Our friends still have car garages there, so we know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Juan at the body shop.
Yeah.
Shout out Juan and Adrian.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of good people over there, man. Aramis, all the homies over there, man. I love them, man. Nasty, everybody, my whole family over there. I mean, that's like, you know what I mean? That's the heart of Miami, really. You know what I mean?
It's great, you know, and you know, when we opened our new location, we opened with a show on exclusively Boricua artists because Wynwood is a Puerto Rican community. It was called Little San Juan, and you know,
shouts to Thurston too.
You have to give tribute.
Yes,
my brother Thurston,
tribute.
Roberto Clemente Park, like all of it, and you know, and so when we opened the new museum, like it's so important for us to look back in time and make sure nobody's forgotten, because what's happened today is that you got big businesses coming through there. You know, it's Warby Park or it's Foot Locker. They're all in play now.
Now there's interest, right?
Yeah, but nobody's coming in and being like, oh wow, this used to be a Puerto Rican neighborhood that was really important.
Target,
and, you know, and
nobody cares. They don't care.
Exactly, but we do. We do. So
that's what's special about you guys.
We're really, really nostalgic.
Yes.
We're really loyal. And we're really authentic, like, you know, and we're not scared of anybody.
Yeah.
So
that's what's up. I love it. That's the way you got to do it. You got to embrace, you know what I mean, your community, man. That's what
Working
it is.
hard.
You guys are doing a great thing. I'm telling you.
Thank you. If a lot of people don't tell you thank you, I'm going to tell you thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's what means a lot. Sometimes remember the work goes overshadowed. So you need to hear it sometimes. Oh man, thank you for the work you put in.
Oh, thank you. If I wasn't wearing these glasses, you guys would see my eyes tearing
come
up.
on.
The same way, watch this. We're pioneers of what we do. So we've been doing this hip hop thing since '89. I was doing hip hop here
since way before that. For me,
I brought a couple of acts here before hip hop even existed. So I'm a staple in my community also, just like he is. You know, just like DJ EFN, Epps, Heron, you know, a Fly Guy. Some of us like
living legends, man.
We sorry,
Hurricane Joe-EZ.
Let me not get carried away.
Come on, don't get carried away.
But thank you.
No, thank you guys. It takes a village, you know. Like it's.
I wanted to tie in real quick because you said Seoul. You were in Seoul, Korea, right?
Yes.
I remember the Olympics were over there years ago, right? And now I heard breakdancing, b-boying will be added as an official Olympic sport.
In Paris 2024.
Yes, for Paris 2022. This is something that my brother Speedy Legs, shout out to Speedy Legs.
Shout out
and
Speedy
all the,
Legs,
you know,
and
the
B-boys,
yes.
and
yes, exactly. That's what I wanted to talk to you about that. Yeah, because
I'm wondering,
is there
That's what it is. It's USA Break-In.
Yeah, well, that's what it is now, right?
Yeah, that's what it's called, yeah.
It's going to be the USA Breaking team, right? Or b-boying team?
How many slots on the team?
I'm not sure, but I wanted to ask Allison, is there any, do you guys tie in any of the b-boying stuff with what you guys are doing?
100%.
Okay.
Speedy is on our team.
Okay,
We're on
good.
his team.
Ooh, okay, good.
We're all family.
That's my brother, man.
Whatever,
you know, he's from our hood. He's from Hialeah.
You know, I can tell you whatever Speedy needs, he can come to us. Whatever we need, we go to Speedy. It's a family. For the past few years, we've put on some version of the Pro-Am or, USA Break-In Championships.
Right.
We work together. We try and provide him that space, so he can have a dope-ass location to do his thing and continue his dream. That guy is about the community.
He's a hero
more than anybody else.
1,000%.
It's actually interesting, though, when we opened in Austin, Texas, we went out there. They have B-Boy City. So they're doing something very similar, and I don't know who started it first. God forbid I get that wrong and say that on the mic. But there is a guy named Rome down there who's also doing God's work in terms of teaching the kids and making in Austin. This is in Austin. So we kind of when we opened the Art of Hip Hop in Austin, we kind of were fortuitously found, the speedy legs of Austin.
Nice.
And it was super dope and super beautiful to see that this is happens in other places, but I don't know if anybody's put in work like he has.
No, I'm telling you, I can vouch for Speedy. He's probably one of the first ones that was actually doing that type of work, and actually one of the first ones that was really real b-boying.
Open up his little class to with the kids. I wasn't part of it, but we hear. Remember, we're in the community. We hear everything. And we're connected.
And not only that, but he also had the Pro-Am, like Allison said, which was like people from all over the world would fly in.
Oh my
just
God!
To be part of that was huge.
Yeah, I wish I was old enough back in those days. When I'm hanging out with Ket and Speedy, they're like, I'm the youngest person in the room by 15 years.
He's OG, man.
And so
I know I've seen his face somewhere.
I mean, I don't know.
I had seen him
on a milk carton.
We know a lot of graffiti people as well. So could have been a long time ago.
That's the Ross Terms. You know Ross Terms?
Yes, he just moved back to Miami.
It's my brother James. We grew up together as well. KV, I don't know if you know KV.
Of course, but Terms.
Those guys are my bros. We grew up together.
Terms just spent a lot of time in Washington D.C. and moved back. We've had a solo show with him. We actually, this is a really cool little factoid. So one of the fun fact, one of the big things I do for my job every single day is I run our strategic partnerships, and so I make those decisions. Are we going to work with Modelo or are we going to work with whoever?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the opportunity to work with Mattel. Mattel is just on the map right now because of Barbie and everything that's popping off like crazy. And so Mattel said, Allison, we have this great idea. You're going to curate, the Museum of Graffiti is going to curate an Uno deck, pick 8 artists that you want to work with.
That's so
dope. So we put Terms on to represent Miami because it was a global collection of artists from like Colombia and all over the world. And so Terms got to rep Miami.
Were you going to say Ecuador?
No, I was gonna say Sweden. Okay. But I actually stopped myself because I was trying to remember exactly where it was. But it was all over the world. It was a global initiative. Everybody's from a different city, and it was pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
So even Mattel wants to get in on the graffiti action.
Museumofgraffiti.com.
So get your Uno deck from the museumofgraffiti.com.
Exclusively available on museumofgraffiti.com.
And shouts to my brother Ross Terms, man. Bless, bro. That's my brother from day one. So that's congratulations to him for being a part of that. That's big.
That's
very big.
Yeah, it was big for us. It was, to get to make that call, be like, yo, you want to work with Mattel and do an Uno deck with us? Everyone was like, what?
No, I'm busy right now.
I'm
just working with Gucci.
No, we went 8 for 8. All 8 people that we asked, our first 8 picks. Everybody said
Dominoes.
Yes.
Good.
But we treat our artists properly.
Right.
We pay everyone.
Right.
We don't ask them to do it on the house.
Right.
I'm not like, yo,
let
me get the homies set up.
And everybody knows you guys are doing good work.
Yeah.
So when you're putting out good energy, you're gonna get it back.
We pay artists. It's we're at times artists with astronomical fees and stuff. We're honest with them and we say maybe we can't pay it, but if we can pay it, we're paying
in the
it.
budget. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I love what you guys got going on, and I'm proud to say that you guys are doing it
kicking
here
the
in
buttsies.
our hometown
Yes.
in Miami. I'm proud to say we've got the first Museum of Graffiti. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you so much.
Change.
Dope.
Look, what Miami needs, watch this. I said what Miami needs for us to grow in a certain space, we definitely need to connect the music with the fashion culture. We're missing the fashion culture here. If we have the fashion culture here, it's almost there. It's like it's right around the corner. But we could connect that fashion, art, and music. This is like the playground of heaven.
I mean, it's always been connected, right?
But it's not.
Right.
It's not like.
But I feel you.
You get me? Like
To
Miami's
make it
not
like,
responsible for that. Like Miami's not responsible for
I
hip hop.
guess.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, you
So
gotta,
I do think that there's a portion of urban, streetwear that we're missing, a lot in Miami.
Yes,
I think
yes.
that maybe there is some fashion coming out of here. I can tell you that Moish Mana, who owns most of Miami, most of Wynwood and most
we know
downtown.
Yes, we know who he is.
Okay. He started Mana Fashion.
Yeah.
And so I do think you guys will see, new innovations in fashion coming to Miami. He's highly, highly invested in making sure fashion is coming here. Will it be street fashion, urban fashion?
We don't know yet.
maybe
It remains to be seen, but if I get my way and I
we're
can
going to
weasel
the-
my way in there, we're gonna
urban
be
it out.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
well, that's what we're always
exactly.
concerned with. If you're able to influence something like that, then that's
turn the hand.
that's
and,
good for
and then
the
enter
community's
key.
gonna be
Yes.
like thumbs up. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's been my job the whole time. A little bit about me, I don't even think we went there, is that like I actually, I think we went there off camera, but I went to law school. I'm a lawyer.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, yes.
I've practiced law for a very long time. And so
Awesome.
when I came into the Museum of Graffiti, I felt an obligation that it was my responsibility to lead the charge in helping to uplift this so that my lawyer friends, my judge friends, my people in the local government, or like the people that I've made friends with in my white collar world are now understanding better about this genre, and we're debunking a lot of myths, debunking a lot of stereotypes, and flipping the script, right? Like a lot, for the most part, the government has and the media has laid this super anti-graffiti propaganda bullshit, and people who aren't as passionate about the subject matter just eat it, like whatever, Crook and Chrome, they went to jail, they're criminals, they must be gang members, all this shit,
lead the cartels.
Well, to play devil's advocate, that's kind of always been the stigma.
Of course,
right?
but when a white girl lawyer comes into the picture and is inviting all her law school community, people that have been around for 20, 40 years in Miami doing really philanthropic things,
yes.
and change making things. And I say, hey, Senator Pizzo, you mind meeting me? I went to law school with you. I know you. You're a very fancy guy.
I know you.
He's in Congress, or he has his spot in the office. Meet me at the Museum of Graffiti. Do me a favor, and then after I'll take you for a cup of coffee. But I just come see it.
Some time.
So what happens? He buys a piece. All of a sudden, I have a senator collecting graffiti art.
That's so dope. That's
And-
like this is like
Let me give you.
this is like we gotta because this is the work that you're doing that I'm a fan of, and I'm really impressed by it. Yeah, because this is like the culmination of it all. I wanted to know how you can bring your expertise in law to this whole thing, right? To our plight.
Hey, Senator, do you mind having a meeting? Without knowing what I'm saying, without knowing that you just want him in your space, and when he went in that space, he said, "Oh, I like this. This is cool."
Yeah.
And
Oh no,
purchase a piece,
they're
you know?
into it.
It's amazing.
Let me
It's
tell you
amazing.
something. Shout out Mayor Daniela.
Okay.
Yes.
Daniela comes through.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I called Daniela. I was like, yo, Daniela, like I went to school with your daughter back in the day. My name's Allison. You met this person at this person, and I got your number.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, roll through the Museum of Graffiti.
That is
I
so
need to
dope.
speak
Love
with
it.
you.
That is
Guess
so
who
dope.
came
Freaking
through?
love it. Yeah,
She took a selfie with the whole staff.
Wow.
Like,
Shout out to
Beautiful.
Mayor
Yeah.
Daniela, man.
yeah,
She is
yeah.
really dope.
Shout
man.
out Mayor Daniela.
Yes, man.
because-
That's big time. Salute.
So yeah, and so it's a long time from where you see a lot of the propaganda, the Mayor Koch from New York City, or the other mayors from New York City. I'm just
I love it.
for the other mayors from New York City, like
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys.
I am still a lawyer. I do try and censor
Of
myself
course.
sometimes, and we've come a long way from these people who actually in the museum you'll learn that Mayor Koch in New York decided he was going to put wolves in the train yards in order to kill the graffiti writers.
No way.
So if you want to go and
read
spray some
about it,
graffiti, you would have to risk your
life
getting mauled by a wolf. And so we've come a long way now that Mayor Daniela comes. She participates. She's about it, and I like to kind of equate it. When I have to kind of change somebody's mind, and I have to give them the hardcore press. I'm like, have you been to the Holocaust Museum?
Ooh.
You think the Holocaust is good? No, we don't like it. But you need to know your history.
Wow.
You need to know. If you think that this is illegal, immoral, disgusting, vandalism, gang members, blah, 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 it doesn't matter, because guess what? It's been here for 50 years. And that's history, whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's a part of American culture. Absolutely. It's not just American culture. It's global culture. There's been graffiti everywhere, since the times of the pyramids. So whether you are a fan or think it's disgusting, come learn about it and educate yourself before you form an opinion.
I got to ask you a question real quick, because you being,
She's
so
passionate.
knowledgeable.
I see the passion.
I love graffiti.
It's like a second rum, and now it's like really getting passionate.
Yes. No, but this is the thing,
this
though.
passion.
She's
excited.
No, I gotta ask, because there's a common misconception. She's excited. Yes, he loves
wake up excited.
Yes,
because I go to sleep at 6:59 in the morning. I wake up at 7 a.m. and I'm excited.
I do wake up.
I could tell you're excited.
I wake up excited.
Exactly.
I'm excited because I'm really passionate about what I do.
Love it.
It's a beautiful thing what you guys are doing. I really, really commend you. It's incredible. I'm I love it.
Still
I'm a fan.
honored.
But yes, I gotta ask you something, because I know there's a huge misconception in the world, really, because I was gonna say in the culture or in the graffiti community, but it's really in the world, because everybody says hip hop, not hip hop, but graffiti art started in New York. Like American graffiti started in New York. I think it's a misconception.
Where do you think it started?
Well, from what I
to
gather,
me, it's
like
Los Angeles. It's crazy, and I'm from NYC.
No.
It's crazy. No, watch this.
I'm gonna solve this debate between you. So you say LA, and you say
I say Philly. From my gathering, it's a dude named Cornbread out of Philly. And this is like early on, because we used to write in the 80s.
What year? Watch this. See?
I'm talking about, bro. This had to be. Cornbread in Philly. Cornbread was in the 60s, bro. This is like
and
50 or 60. I could be wrong,
60 something, because of the tattoo. I forgot his name. There was already because they were doing tats. Remember the way LA
you're talking about in New York?
In Los Angeles. There was already. I forgot his name. There was already.
You're talking about like the Mexican guys, the cholos and stuff.
Yes, there was already
the ink.
So the tattoos, we're not going to necessarily call it graffiti, but if you talk about modern day graffiti where you're writing on things and illegally,
spraying on a wall, right?
Yes. So spraying on a wall, tagging on a wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and say you're right.
Okay.
Granted, I'm not a historian, but I am around this all day, every day. So I would say that Cornbread was the first, perhaps, to put his name up.
Right.
However, what quickly happened is that really graffiti became known as style writing. Word. You know, how much style you have in your letters, where they're still legible, but you're adding curves and you know, shadows or arrows or whatever, halos, whatever it is that you're into. Yeah. And so Cornbread did throw his name up. But
it is a very simplistic style.
Was so.
But it was to get fame, though.
There's stories that say it was for fame, impress a girlfriend, whatever it was.
Right.
You know, I've met Cornbread. I've spent a lot of time with him.
Wow,
you know,
awesome.
He's definitely was no doubt, no question at the forefront of this. Whether he was the first person or the second person, you know,
he got the notoriety
around that time. It's when things started popping off, but. So he never crossed over into the style part of it.
Right.
So he put his name on an elephant. He put his name on an airplane. I think it belonged to the Jackson 5.
Right.
You know, he really.
Yeah. He put in work.
You know, he did it.
It's kind of like the Cold Crush Brothers. Yeah. It's like the equivalent of the Cold Crush Brothers. They put in that work, but they never did anything on wax, right?
He got into a lot of trouble, but so fast. Whether it was at the exact same time, a month earlier, a month later, I'm not quite sure. You know, you had the birth of this the graffiti movement in New York City, and that spread like wildfire.
Yeah,
and the really primitive graffiti back then, Taki, those guys.
Dondies.
No, before that.
Even before?
Before that, the
You're
original
talking about like
taggers.
Yeah, like the taggers.
Like it was Taki and
Jeez, I forget.
But Coco 144. Yeah. That's another person that comes to mind. I have had the honor of meeting him as well, and so those folks. Really were getting up and really putting in crazy work, putting in their name everywhere.
And these guys were pre-styles,
Those guys were pretty much pre-style. They wrote their name just the
tags.
Same way that you would write your name.
Tag,
very clean, very clear, and it kind of just took off from there. I want to have a better style. I want to get up more. I want to get the higher spot. I want to get the most visible spot. And from there, that's where after it was on the walls, it went to the train. Like, why am I going to put my name in one spot on like a subway platform when if I put it on the train, it's going to travel around the city. All city. All city was getting on that train that went to all 5 boroughs. Wow. And, from there, you also... it just went like crazy. And so then, a big thing here in Miami is painting freight trains. And your train can go across the country. Right. So you paint it in Miami and you're checking that shit out. And
because we can never get on the metro rail tracks.
And the East Coast, the West Coast is on that railroad track.
So you are right. Cornbread is routinely said to be the first modern graffiti artist, and the distinguished modern. In that, you're not going back to the catacombs of Egypt where, there's plenty of writing on the wall.
Yeah, of course.
Shout out Cornbread.
Shout out Cornbread. Shout out Taki, Coco.
Yeah. Legends, man. Living legends, man. Those guys are incredible.
Yeah.
Salute to them, man. And, this is, are we going to do the segment?
I wanted to ask us, where do you see, I guess, what you're doing now for the city in the next 5 to 10 years? What do you see?
I need a nap, bro.
I gotta push.
Yeah, no, and we need to push too. Is the truth. So it's interesting, right? Because you guys gave me a round of applause when I told you we have 10,000 square feet in Wynwood, but that's 10,000 square feet of separate space.
Yes.
I want to be treated like the PAM. I want to be treated. Like the Bass Museum. Like, I want to have all that under one roof where I'm not freaking out at the end of the month trying to figure out, how am I going to continue this? And that's not exactly true. I'm not, it's not, we need to have some system in place that ensures the longevity of this.
Yes.
So God forbid something happens to me. God forbid something happens to my partner, that this lives on for your children, the next generation, so that, all of the people who love this art form feel supported into infinity.
Yes.
And so I think those institutions that I'm referring to, really have a good backing. They have a great board. We're babies.
That's what I was going to say. Is there a board with the Museum of Graffiti yet or anything like that?
We have some really trusted advisors, who we can call on and chat with if we have issues. Some people who we say down since day one, we're supporting us, or a phone call away, always down to help. We could not have done any of this without those people who were willing to extend their time, their brain power, their resources, their connections. And that's not that common in Miami, where it's I'm willing to go the extra mile for you, even though I have no vested interest in this.
Yes, that's very
beautiful.
Very rare.
And so people just cared about me and cared about Alan and cared about the cause. And, I think that's a testament to how we've lived our lives before the Museum of Graffiti, which is always trying to help out other people. But this was our time to kind of ask.
Mm-hmm. You need to ask sometimes. You need. That's why I tell people, you need sometimes to say, hey,
don't be
help.
afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask.
This is my situation. I need a little bit of help. Well, what can you do for us?
Yeah, don't live your life like that. Mm-hmm. Don't be the person that's always, taking. We just had this conversation a second ago that, it's balance. It's give and take, or you get what you give, really, at the end of the day.
Yes.
It's not like I've spent my whole life taking or my whole life giving, but you know, when you're in abundance, you give, and when you need it, hopefully that comes right back to you.
Perfect.
And don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid to ask.
No,
what's the worst case scenario? They say
absolutely.
no.
Yeah, absolutely. Take notes, y'all.
Dale.
She's dropping gems on y'all. Allison dropping gems.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to get into the segment?
Yeah.
Fuego or smoke?
Yeah.
We have a little segment that we do. It's like a well, it's not really quick because we
It
realize
might get into
it's not really
something
quick.
else.
Yeah, because
The
I mean, people.
ADD.
Yeah, because people always want to explain their
their answer.
It's either fuego if you like it, and smoke if you don't
If you
like
don't.
it. Like
Easy.
Yes.
So it's
Easy.
easy.
Oh my
Okay,
God, I'm so
easy.
excited.
All right, so I mean, we're gonna start off pretty easy. You know what I mean? Because you know, it is what it is.
Let me. This one came
Please
to mind.
take it
Go
easy
ahead.
on me.
Kanye West.
Smoke.
Smoke. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm Jewish.
Okay. Sorry.
Beef.
Sorry, I didn't
It's
catch that
beef.
one. I didn't catch that one.
For sure.
I should have. Sorry. Damn,
Okay.
Kanye. It's okay.
That's an easy one.
Yeah,
that
go
was an
ahead,
easy
smoke.
one.
Okay, go ahead.
What about Donald Trump?
Smoke.
Smoke.
Oh.
Beef. It's up.
You know, I the whole convicted felon thing. You know, like becoming potentially, you know, committing felonies and running the country. For me, it's too much. I can't. I also don't believe in the whole
Can't
geriatric
look
thing that's
past it.
happening. But, you know, so I am on nope. I just believe in parties.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to party. I don't want to be in this party. I don't want to that party. I just want to go to a party.
Okay.
That's a dope answer. The way she answered that is perfect. It's like, all right, come on.
For some reason, this came to mind. Jordan sneakers.
Jordan, Fuego.
Fuego. Okay.
For sure.
Okay,
Okay,
she's
Fuego.
hip-hop.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
She's
For
gonna
sure.
I just wanted to
Oh,
check.
and by the way, the Art of Hip Hop will be completely presented by StockX. Shout out StockX.
There you
Wow.
That's a big one. And
That's
so,
big. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Wow.
So that's exciting.
Okay, what about social media?
Fuego. Oh my God. I wouldn't have found you guys if I wasn't on
Yeah, you
socials.
see? Yeah. Yeah, but you know, everybody has the whole thing with technology and social media, mental health or whatever. And
no.
it's like, dude,
Because
get
we
your,
use
get
it
your,
for-
Get
get your
in or
mind
get
right.
left behind.
Yeah, get your mind right.
Okay, that's the thing about social media is that some of us use it for business and some of us use it to just do nothing and just wander in outer space. So for us,
That's
it's
a problem.
It's a business.
That's a problem.
You get me? It's a business platform.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, I'm just scrolling. And, you know, it's a
Yeah.
business platform. You get
If
it?
you don't have a
100%.
purpose, something's wrong with you. You know?
Yeah, 100%. I can 100% identify with how it can cause problems, showing you stuff you don't want to see. You know, if you have body images or this person's driving a Ferrari and I've been working my ass off 3 jobs and I still have a Toyota, like all, you know, all of it. And so I completely identify with that. And I've had times where I'm like, maybe I need to take a break from this. But at the end of the day, I feel so inspired a lot of the times by the content I consume, and I can keep my finger on the pulse as to like potentially what
drifted.
competitors are
Yeah.
doing, or potentially what the trends are, or what some sick shit that I see in Amsterdam. Like, yo,
Right.
dude, like, what if we built something like this in Miami? Like,
Right.
not to bite it, but like, I do feel daily inspiration from.
Inspired, yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's a lot of the accounts you follow. Like, you choose what you're into. You know, like.
That's what I
You-
tell
you
everybody.
choose.
You know,
yes.
if you're into cars, you can
Yeah.
follow all car
Yeah.
accounts and see what's going on in the world. You know, I can tell you I don't follow like girls with BBLs. Like, it's just like not, you know, but that's
You don't follow
What do
the
you
ones
mean?
that are showing
Those
their
are-
body.
yeah,
right?
like, but I'll go on someone else's phone and that's all I see. And I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing all
Yo,
day? Like, what are
but-
you gaining from
You know what?
this?
I tell them my joke is this. Look,
What are you getting out of this? Are you learning?
I'm gonna make you laugh.
That's
I'm gonna
hilarious.
make you laugh. And I tell
That's
the girls,
terrible.
I tell the girls, because we have a lot of girls that do that. Our
Yeah.
friends are popular too. So I
Yeah.
tell them, like, me as a man, I seen you in purple, yellow, orange, blue. By the end of the week, I'm already tired of you.
For real.
Can you give me, your mind? Can you show me a different perspective?
Yeah.
What's in here? Because you already,
Yeah,
you
that's
basically didn't show me the whole world.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
show 'em the
So
whole world,
that's why
girl.
I laugh at it now.
Yeah, and I don't know if folks who, men, women, whoever, like that post a lot of pictures of themselves in, maybe it's their way of showing that they're proud of themselves.
Yeah.
Is it that they're body proud or whatever? Like, I don't know, but like, I really use social media in order to like gain knowledge about, to
Exactly.
make me a better person. Not to, like, I really try and not use it for surface level stuff.
Dreamers.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
dreamers.
It's crazy.
First class. How do you feel about first class?
On an airplane?
Yes, I do a lot
Oh
of
my
first class.
God. Fuego.
It's gotta be first class.
Fuego.
I ain't going if it ain't first class.
Nah,
so
I'll sit in the
funny.
exit row, but like,
Oh,
yeah,
my
if I had an option for sure first
For
class,
sure,
but
first
not
class.
it's
First
that or the
class.
exit row.
Okay.
For sure, first class. All right, so
Could anybody say smoke to that?
I don't know. We'll see. You never know. Remember,
hey,
people
you
are
know, some people are
complacent
like,
in
dude, I
life.
don't
Yeah.
care, I don't need money, I'm good with sitting
Yeah.
in coach. Like, really? All right, bro.
Get the credit card. Like, you get the upgrade. Like, it's the credit card. It's,
Hey, man.
that's it.
We're
They'll
not here to
spend-
change
see,
the world. We're,
they're
we're
trying
trying
to
to understand
their
it.
money where it's not valued.
Oh, I would never
spend
spend money
eating to show
yeah.
you that I'm eating at a restaurant when it has no value.
Yeah.
No, I would
take
never
those
spend-
$200 and buy a
crazy.
stock.
I would never spend money to sit in first class, but I'm all about those upgrades on American
Airlines,
Airlines.
I'm platinum exact.
Exactly. There
I'm
you
all
go.
about that.
Exactly.
Look, she's like,
All right, so Uncle Luke.
Fuego.
Fuego,
All
yeah,
day.
all day. Okay.
Anything Miami is going to be fuego for me,
All
with
day, I
a
already
few
know.
exceptions.
oh, this is how I guess I don't know. I want to say too, like Miami. How do you feel about Miami, or how do you feel about Dubai? Which one?
Dubai. Or are you?
Oh,
No, the question is Miami or Dubai.
Yes. Let's change it.
Oh
Like,
my
which one?
God, we're on a feminist podcast. Like, there's no Dubai. Like,
Come on.
like,
You know,
no
I gotta.
Come on.
Yeah, no, Miami all day.
Okay.
I'm grown here. Like, my parents went to Beach High. Like, we're from
Yeah, you're
deeply
rooted
here.
You're in
so,
the mangroves. You're still in.
yeah, no, I
This
dream
is like
of-
Miami.
Yeah, I know,
Miami.
this is
She's
the
like third generation.
I know.
mangroves.
I
Yeah, that's what I
dream
said,
about one
mangroves.
day. I'm like, oh, maybe I could like go to Los Angeles for more than 3 days at a time. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'd miss my house.
Right. There's nowhere else in the world like
No,
Miami.
I come back too. I
There's
leave
nowhere
and I
else.
come back. It's amazing.
No,
yeah.
it's just the flavors, like, I was trying to, with its DJ Laz thing, not to like bring it all the way back there. It was very emotional for me because it is a unique sound specific to us. And I'm like,
Yes.
nobody understands, like, when I leave here, like, this is a very, it used to be before the influx of the New Yorkers and everything that's happened, like,
New
post,
Yorkers.
like,
Miami's our sixth borough.
I know
No,
that.
New
I
York-
say that all the time. I say that. Cat's a New
Thank
Yorker.
you. This is our sixth
I
borough
say
right
it all
here.
the time,
We
but-
are here.
But this was a very small town, and we were doing it our own way.
Yes, facts.
I was born in '85. What was happening in '85 was there was a crazy influx of cocaine money coming into
Yes,
this town.
Colombians and
even
Cubans.
if you were not in the cocaine trade, your business was impacted by it, and everybody was living this like life
Everybody's
of
doing good.
crazy excess. Like they were selling more Mercedes in Miami than they were in like the
In the
entire
world.
like East
Than in
Coast
friggin'
of the
Germany.
United States.
in the West Palm
Crazy.
Beach, the guy in the Lamborghini, one of the one of the guys we know from White Boy Rick, he came. He was like, this guy here, he sold more Lamborghinis in West Palm Beach in the '80s than the whole world.
Yeah.
So
No.
literally, we know. We
so
we
right,
know.
and so we know the ups, the downs, but we created our own culture around the people that could survive the heat and enjoyed it, and the white people mixing with the Latin people, mixing with the black community. Like we have this like incredible like melting pot that I really don't see existing anywhere else. And there comes out of that fashion and sound and art and all these really
Style.
unique style that comes, the golds, like the gold
That's
teeth.
us, yeah.
Right. A lot of that, I feel very at home here. And I don't think I would fit in anywhere else.
Wow.
Yeah. She's a Miami girl through and through. She's a 305er.
We are hashtag. We are Miami.
We are Miami.
We are Miami.
For
That's
sure.
what I put up.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, Pitbull is gonna be Fuego for you, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Shout out to his lawyer, Angie Martinez.
Angie's dope too. Yes.
Pit.
Yeah, man, that's the fam. Ross. You like Ross?
Yes, I do.
Flow Rider.
Yes,
Fuego.
I do.
All of them
Fuego.
Okay, so let's get back a little. We got a couple more minutes, so let's get back. So since you were here growing up, what type of music influenced you? Because I was here at that time. In
Booty
89.
music.
So it's all beauty music. How you got?
So you guys want to hear a funny story, which
Go.
is that Laz just came through the museum to do his mural unveiling, and he was saying how they invented booty music and they had everybody booty dancing, and then all of a sudden now, fast forward 25, 30 years, you
It's
have
a twerk.
You have Miley
It's a twerk.
Cyrus twerking.
It's a twerk.
And so when he said that, and he goes, yeah, but you don't want to see that. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I look just like Miley.
Stop it.
I wanted to stand up and protest. I'm like, but I invited this guy in, so.
Not me.
Hey, the whole world.
I was like, but I can't talk shit to Laz because he's doing me a solid. He showed up here not knowing about the mural, so I was like, yo, I'm not gonna raise my hand and talk some bullshit to him.
That's funny. But it's funny. Twerk is, like I said,
twerking became mainstream
now. It's the
now.
booty music.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's amazing.
Well, back then it wasn't really called twerking, but whatever.
No, I'm saying that booty music now is just a twerk.
We called it booty music. It was Luke. It was Uncle Al, Two Live Crew, Scrub the Ground. Give me that thumb buck.
There
Big
was different
JT Money.
Please.
Baby.
JT
You know what I'm saying?
Money.
Different-
Pony Express.
Yeah, Jam
Uncle
Pony
Al.
Express.
Yeah,
Jam
Jam
Pony was
Pony.
from up the road, but yeah.
No, all of it was heaven. I wish I had those CDs still. The mixtape, like the actual, not the ones you burned on the computer. Like before that, when you could go to the record store and like buy the booty mixtape that had like all the different ones on that. Like I was probably like in maybe like fourth grade and loving it. Like the beat, it was just so good.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, DJ Bass, man. That's my brother. He had one of the spots.
Rest in peace, Uncle Al.
Yeah, he always had Uncle Al as well. Yes, man.
That's another legend.
Yeah, those guys always, those are the purveyors of the music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put it down for
Disco
the
Rick.
Disco,
oh my
another
God.
one. Yeah, Disco.
Shouts to Disco Rick, man. Shouts to Disco Rick. That's the bro. Yeah, that's the big bro.
That's Miami people. Right
I
all
try and
legends.
keep it real.
Yeah, you're definitely keeping it real. Have you had JT Money over there yet?
I've met JT Money over at Racket where they film a bunch of the
Big
EFN.
Champ.
That's our brother. Yeah.
So I have met him. I don't know if he's stepped through the doors. Ross has been through the doors. KRS-One has been through the doors.
Ooh,
A bunch of people come through the doors every day, and De La Soul's been through there. Stretch Armstrong, the DJ from New York, he's come through. Talib Kweli's been through. We've.
It's it's like whoever touches the city, basically, they just need to go through those doors, no matter if your
even
status.
if they're not in hip hop,
the reality of that.
Another good one is the Diplo, who's not even a hip hop DJ.
I love that guy. I
Diplo came, Ket and Fuzi, one of the graffiti writers, they took him painting, they did the piece on the street, like all of it, and so a lot of the artists who are music artists like also really connect with the visual stuff. Questlove, he
Dope.
came and supported us big time. Like
he's a big voice. He's a big voice.
Yeah, and he came and rolled through and copped art from local artists like Gustavo Oviedo, Johnny Robles. Like he bought local artists, graffiti artists, and we were like mad respect. A-Hole Sniffs Clue, he bought him too.
You know Ease, Jose Parla.
Yeah, Ease.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
That's my brother.
He's Inkhead. Shout out Inkheads.
Yeah, I used to go bombing with them. But I wasn't. I did grab for New York, but when I came here, like, I didn't do grab. I was more into like doing the hip hop shows. That was my hustle.
We sit here on September 14th.
It's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday,
oh,
Papa.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Papa.
So September 11th, I remember all the time, World Trade, obviously all the horrible things that happened. Jose Parla, who's homegrown Miami. Original Inkheads crew.
Right here, A Street. And Shy.
He was tapped to paint the largest indoor mural in New York City. The new One World Trade
I know, I saw that.
Center, and so that was
his brother Ray.
Yeah, of
too?
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love him. Those are my brothers. So we dropped them off literally unwillingly. Make sure you tell them, Victor, unwillingly, you're staying here, and we just left. And look what took off for his career. Yeah. So it's crazy. This is the things people don't understand. Your friends see something in you that you don't see.
Let me tell you something, and not only that,
he
has climbed to like the highest level of success. But we and during COVID, I don't think it's a secret anymore. Like that, he almost didn't make it, and so I think that it's absolutely incredible. I do want to say that for the Museum of Graffiti's perspective, he has been a supporter of ours, a fan, a friend. When we call, he answers.
Their flagship. He's the flagship.
DJ'd our opening party.
Nice.
So he got up on the ones and twos, and did his thing, and has always been willing to help. Always been down for a cup of coffee when we're in New York or passed by. Keeps in touch. He's salt of the earth to me.
It's a beautiful thing.
cameo days. We used to dance in cameo.
The old school.
You're aging yourself.
Yeah, me
For
and
real.
him would take out everybody. That's how
Yeah,
far
of
back.
course.
we
All
go,
right,
so.
big guy.
Nobody.
All right, we got-
That's what you see. I'm still dancing now. You understand?
Yes.
Like no, but it's a little bit
Yeah, no.
older, so the dance moves are a little bit
He
different.
loves
But
it.
we're about to dance right now. Anyway.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I'm not dancing.
Yes,
There's
you
no
are.
Miley Cyrus
Yes, you
twerking
are.
happening right
No,
now.
no twerking, no twerking. You'll see what
But we
mean. Go
definitely
ahead.
got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Allison, thank you so much for
No,
coming
thank
through.
you. This was an
It's
honor.
no,
Thank you
it's
so
It's
much.
an honor and a pleasure for us to have you. So
Thank
thank
you.
you. And we want you to know Fuego Talk is here for you. Anytime anything is going on that you want to announce or you want to come through and just vibe with us again, you're more than welcome to.
I want something from you guys.
Whatever you need from us, it's done.
I want you guys to come to the Museum of Graffiti.
Oh,
that's
it's done.
nothing. We can do- I've been there already, but my partner got to go
I
too.
haven't. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
tells me.
We'll
Come
come
on.
over there with
That's
the
what I
Fuego
want.
fam. Yeah, we'll bring
That's
everybody
what I
over.
want.
Okay.
I want, everybody backstage, everybody. I want you guys to roll through, and so I can personally take you around and show you what we're up to.
Absolutely,
That would
that'd
be
be awesome.
At
Thank
an
you.
event. I want to see how you function at an event. That's what I
Oh,
want
no,
to do.
she's the boss lady.
I'm not that great at events. Like I get nervous. I have
I
some
wanna
stage
see that.
fright.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get.
It's
You know,
okay.
I've been doing this for many years
Yeah.
already,
And
and I
it's still-
still
exactly.
every single time I still get nervous. Are people gonna come? What if they don't like it? Is the I get nervous.
all the details, a lot of moving
I'm one of
pieces.
those people. I'm a Capricorn. Your zodiac friend here read me earlier. She had a lot of questions, and she nailed me as a textbook Capricorn. So
Beautiful.
roll through to an event. I will let
Yes.
you guys know the next one.
Oh, perfect. Yes, we
Thank
stay
you.
in contact.
Yeah,
And
for
thank you
sure.
for the invite. Shouts to the team astrology expert, Eunice, the Virgo goddess.
There you go.
Shouts to my bro, Mark, the shooter. You already know the whole team, Fuego fam, Allison, the Museum of Graffiti.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. You already know my partner, Hurricane Joe-EZ. You be the underboss, the Apex, 305 MIA, or we out.